Hello friends, today I am going to show the valuation of Britannia Industries. Britannia Industries lies in FMCG sector. Everybody knows the Britannia brand, very tasty biscuits and other products. Everyone will be using all these products now. So without wasting time, let us go to Excel sheet to evaluate the Britannia. I am going to evaluate this company in 4 methods. We can do the valuation in 1 or 2 methods. But when we evaluate the company in different methods, we will be expecting the value more accurately. So in the first method, I calculated exponential VWAP per share. Then the total number of shares I have got from BSE website. Then we can calculate the market cap, that is the multiplication of XVWAP into total number of shares. We will get the market cap. We can use the last traded share price of the company instead of XVWAP also, but when we consider the average price of 3 months or 6 months, so it's better to do the calculation accurately. Then I calculated TTM revenue, that is quarter on quarter. So this data I got from Money Control website. So here we have to take the total income from operations of last 4 quarters. Then we will get the total income from operations, that is TTM revenue. Then I calculated the revenue multiple. The formula to get revenue multiple is the total market cap whole divided by TTM revenue. TTM revenue means trailing 12 months revenue I am considering. So you will get the revenue multiple with this formula. Then I calculated revenue growth year on year. So this is needed how the company's growth in revenue. So revenue from operations, I have taken the 4 years data to calculate the CAGR of Britannia. Here I have taken the March 17, March 18, March 19 and March 20 data. So revenue's growth is 7.55%. If you want to calculate the CAGR of 4 years, we have to use this formula. That is March 20's revenue whole divided by March 17 revenue whole to the power of 1 by 3 minus 1. So using this formula I got 7.55% of CAGR. Then I did what if analysis or scenario analysis for actual growth and for 90% of actual growth. Even if I consider 90% of the actual growth, what will be my expected revenue growth and expected share price I need to calculate. Then we can estimate the revenue for next 1 year. To get the revenue for next 1 year, we have the formula, that is TTM revenue into 1 plus CAGR. So this is the formula to estimate the revenue. So I have calculated for actual CAGR, and same formula is applied to calculate the estimated revenue for 90% of actual CAGR. Then we can estimate the market capitalization, that is estimated revenue into revenue multiple. So we will get the market cap for next 1 year. Then we can calculate the share price by multiplying the estimated market cap into 10 raised to 7. This is because the market cap is in crores. Now we are converting it into rupees. So this market cap has to be multiplied with 10 raised to 7. Then whole divided by number of shares. We'll get the price per share. So I have calculated for 90% of actual CAGR. Then I have taken the average value of these two. So I will get the total price of 3858.49 rupees. Now I am going to show the valuation using EV by EBITDA method. For this we need XVWAP, total number of shares and market cap. We have already these figures in the last method we have calculated. And now we need to calculate debt. For this we need to get the borrowings data of current liabilities, other financial liabilities and non-current liabilities. These data we can easily get in the annual report of the company. So I got these data from the annual report, that is 2020's annual report. So total debt is 1560.59 crores. Then I have calculated CCE, that is cash and cash equivalents. So this data is also got from annual report of Britannia. So this is the CCE and bank balance. The total cash and cash equivalents is 122.85 crores. Then I have calculated the net debt. net debt is total debt minus CCE is the net debt. So that is 1437.74 crores. So this is the net debt of the company. Then enterprise value we can calculate. The formula to calculate enterprise value, that is EV, is the market cap plus net debt. So we will get the enterprise value, that is EV. So enterprise value is 88156.43 crores. Now I calculated TTM EBITDA for last 4 quarters. So this data we can get from Money Control. So for this we need to have depreciation values, then P&L before interest, exceptional items and tax. So these two we have to add to get the total. So then all these quarters has to be added to get the total trailing months EBITDA. To calculate EV by EBITDA multiple, we have to divide enterprise value from TTM EBITDA. So this is my EV, and this has to be divided from TTM EBITDA. So we will get the value, that is multiple of EV by EBITDA. Then I have calculated EBITDA growth on year. This growth is needed to calculate the future growth of EBITDA. So I have taken last 4 years data using annual reports. Then I calculated CAGR. For this we should have PBT, depreciation, interest or finance cost and other income data. So these data we can get from annual report. To calculate EBITDA, we have to use the formula, that is very simple formula. So we have to add PBT, depreciation, interest cost and minus other income. You will get the EBITDA for the particular year. Then I have calculated for all the 4 years. Then I calculated the CAGR, that is 13%. So CAGR we can calculate using the formula March 20's EBITDA divided by March 17's EBITDA whole to the power of 1 by 3 minus 1. This is CAGR formula. Then I did the scenario analysis for actual growth and for 80% and 70% and 60%. I am considering these scenarios because I want to calculate in more conservative than aggressive. So I am estimating the value even for less than the actual growth. So we can estimate the EBITDA using the formula, that is TTM EBITDA into 1 plus CAGR. So this is the TTM EBITDA and the actual growth is 12.98, that is 13% we can take. So I will get the estimated EBITDA. Then we can calculate the estimated EV, that is enterprise value. We can calculate the enterprise value using EV by EBITDA multiple into the estimated EBITDA. So we will get the enterprise value. This is the expected enterprise value by 1 year. Then we can estimate the equity value using the formula expected EV minus net debt. So this is my net debt, that is 1437.74. We have to subtract this from the expected EV. So then we will get the expected equity value. Then I calculated equity value per share using the formula expected equity value into 10 raised to 7 whole divided by number of shares. This is total number of shares. Then I will get the equity value per share. The same formula is applied for different scenarios for 80%, 70% and 60%. Then I did the average of all these 4 values to get the final price. This is the share value in EV by EBITDA multiple method. Now I am going to calculate in the third method, that is price to earning method. So to calculate in PE method, we need to have TTM PAT of last 4 quarters. So this data we can get in Money Control or screeners.in in any website. So I got this data from Money Control. I calculated the TTM PAT using last 4 quarters. So this is my TTM PAT of last 4 quarters. Then I calculated TTM PAT growth, that is CAGR. So for this I have taken last 4 years data from annual report. Then I calculated CAGR. So PAT CAGR is 16.6%. We have a market cap value that we have calculated in the previous method. So this is the market cap, that is in crores. Then I have calculated PE. So PE we can calculate using the formula market cap divided by TTM PAT. So we'll get the PE multiple. So this is the TTM PAT. Now we have PE multiple, the market cap, and PAT CAGR also. So then we have a total number of shares that we can get from BSE website. Then I taken the peers data of Britannia from Screener's website. Britannia's peers are Nestle, HUL, Dabur India, Godrej Consumers and Marico. I have taken 5 companies, and the P to BV ratio and PE ratio I have taken the average value, so that I am comparing the Britannia to its peers. Then I calculated the share price using 2 methods, that is inward and peer method. In inward method, I am estimating the value considering the growth of its own, that is TTM PAT. I am getting 1779.5 crores in scenario A and scenario B also. Then I considered a PAT growth for 90% and 70%. I need to know the growth if I consider even at 90% and 70% of the actual growth, so that my value will be more conservative. So this is the estimated PAT. Here I am considering only 90% of the actual growth. So this is the estimated value for 90% and the estimated value for 70%. Now I calculated the expected market cap, that is estimated PAT into PE multiple. So this is the expected market cap. So this is PE multiple and estimated PAT. We will get the expected market cap. Now we can calculate price per share, that is expected market cap into 10 raised to 7 whole divided by total number of shares. So this is total number of shares. Here we are getting the value in rupees. Since the market cap is in crores, we have to multiply the market cap again into 10 raised to 7 to get the value in rupees. So I have calculated for different scenarios also. Then I gave the weightage for each scenario. Here I have given more weightage for inward approach and less weightage for peer approach, because peer approach is going more aggressive since the PE multiple is more than the company's PE. So I am getting more value. So when I compare with the peers, I am getting more price than the actual price. So I gave less weightage, that is 0.2, so that my value will be more conservative. So I gave 0.3 for inward approach and 0.2 for peer approach. Then all these weighted values are added together to get the final price. That is, my final price is 4595.09 rupees per share. This is the total value of all these scenarios, that is 4595.09 rupees. Now I am going to calculate in P to BV method. So to calculate in this method, we need to have market cap, then weighted VAP, then current book value. So this current book value we can get from screeners.in. Then price to book value we can calculate using formula VWAP divided by current book value. So we'll get the price to book value multiple, that is 32.43. Then we have calculated the industry PB, that is the average PB of its peer companies. Then I have a book value of 3 years back and 5 years back. This data we can get it from screeners.in. Then the growth of book value we can calculate for 3 years and 5 years. To calculate the 3 years growth rate, we have to use this formula, that is the current book value divided by book value of 3 years back whole to the power of 1/3 minus 1. So this is the 3 years book values growth rate and 5 years book values growth rate. So this is the 5 years book value, that is 87.2. So current book value divided by 5 years back book value whole to the power of 1 by 5 minus 1. This is the growth rate for 5 years. Then here also I have did two approaches, that is inward and peer approach. In inward approach, the expected book value we can calculate using the formula current book value into 1 plus expected book value. So this is the current book value, and the expected book value is 102.3. This 3 years book value is in negative because 3 years back the book value is more than the actual book value, and 5 years book value is in positive because 5 years book value is less than the current book value. So these two scenarios I have considered to calculate the book value's growth. So here the expected book value when I consider 3 years and 5 years, the same values are used for peer comparison. Then expected market price is the expected book value into the P/B multiple. We will get the expected market price. Same formula is applied for scenario B. When I comparing the peers, we have to use the expected book value into the industry PB, that is the expected market price when I compared with peers. So this is for scenario A and scenario B. Then I have given equal weightage for all these scenarios, that is 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. Then all these weightages are added to get the total price. So this is the 4 values are added to get the final price. Now I will calculate the final price. Since I got different values in different methods, so I did the valuation in 4 methods, that is price to sales, EV by EBITDA, price to earnings and price to book value. I got different values. See here, all values are different in different methods. So I gave equal weightage for 4 methods, that is 25%. To get the final price, I added all these 4 values and got 4024.17 rupees per share. So this is the expected share price by 1 year, that is 4024.17 rupees. Current market price is 3613 as on date 25th Jan 2021. So even if I consider 95% of the actual calculation, I will be getting the profit of 5.8% to 11% by 1 year. Britannia is fundamentally a very good company, and if you have purchased at lower prices, you can definitely hold. In the last 52 weeks, the price has touched already to 4010. So then it is corrected to 3613. Here you can use buy on dip strategy to add more and more shares to average your price. Since the company is fundamentally a very strong, you can definitely buy on dips. Here one more thing we have to observe. In price to earning method, we have got the value 4595 rupees by 1 year. So we can expect the value of 4515 rupees maximum. Then the actual value what we calculated is 4024 rupees. If the company performs well, we can also get higher returns. So friends, this is my analysis on Britannia. You do your own analysis before investing. You can use this method for evaluating other companies also. So that's all for today's video. Happy value investing. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel to get valuations of other companies. Thank you very much for watching. Jai Hind and goodbye.